Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 35 of the Red Force Podcast. My name is Eric Tolato. Joining me today is Christian Tolato.
It's been an absolute debacle trying to get home. Alright? Absolute debacle.
Christian, you've been caught up, and we're here. We're here early, and the reason why we're here early is for our special guest this week, Silvers.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Trying to survive the purge of Shueisha.
Condolences for the channel. Doesn't look like you're gonna get it back.
As of right now, no. Doesn't look like I'm getting the original channel back, but just decided scrap it, start fresh.
So what's the new channel called?
The new channel is no longer Silvers 00. I've shortened it to just Silvers. That's just Silvers. That's what everyone abbreviates it to. Might as well drop the 3 zeros.
And what could the people expect from the channel?
From the channel, all we really do is discussions on the chapters, or that's mostly it. Just discussions from the chapters. I have plans for other videos, but me being who I am, I'm extremely lazy and I never put the time in.
So you can expect that, people. If you want to go check out his channel, go subscribe, go support him. And as always, Christian, how's the week been? Skypiea anime episode. Disappointing.
Alright. There's a lot to talk about here.
Oh, man.
Anime episode. Pretty goddamn good. We got Luffy vs. Katakuri starting. The Gear 2 showdown. You know, Gatling, Katakuri doing his thing, doing his mochi thing.
Yep.
We got Dragon Ball Z like teleporting and clashing. Alright?
Yep.
This fight is gonna go down in the history books and is gonna make One Piece popular in the West.
Okay.
I'm already starting to hear it. On the train today,
Okay.
14-year-old kids talking about how hype Zoro is. It's already started.
The new generation, Christian.
It's already begun. Alright? One Piece is gonna be the new thing. Naruto's been dead for 3 years now. Something has to come and replace it.
The anime's been like okay the last few weeks. You know, all I want to see is average. I don't want to see the depths, the pits of just decimation, because what we got this week wasn't amazing. It wasn't.
The clashes were fucking good.
It wasn't Natoshi levels.
No, but it was good.
It was decent, and that's what I'm after, Christian.
If they can animate the entire fight like that, I'm not gonna have any problems.
And then imagine the supercut is going to be a revolution.
Oh, the supercut is gonna be, and you know how long this fight's gonna be? It's gonna be like 40 minutes worth of content cut up.
Definitely. So was you checking out the anime lately, or you kind of just?
This week, I actually skipped the anime, but I have seen the highlights of it. I have to say, even from me, I have absolutely zero complaints this week, except for the episode of Skypiea, but that's something.
Yeah, well, let's get into that right now.
Christian watched it. I asked him if it was worth watching. He said no.
It's a waste of time.
It's a
Complete waste of time.
Absolute waste of time. Skypiea is one of my favorite arcs, and I feel like they did not do it justice.
They didn't. They skipped Jaya, so the arc meant nothing. We didn't even get the Blackbeard speech. We didn't even get the Bellamy knockdown. We didn't get any of that.
None of the stuff that mattered.
We got no other stuff that mattered. Was it me, or was it like all the things were like jumbled up? So like Satori turned up really early. Is that right?
Yeah, they had the fight on the beach of Skypiea instead of inside the forest.
It was all jumbled up. It made no sense. They didn't even reanimate the Kagura flashback.
They didn't. Oh man.
And it was like 20 minutes of the special, and they didn't reanimate it.
But just to play devil's advocate a little, I feel like the reason that they skipped over the Blackbeard stuff and Jaya was simply because it didn't pertain to that specific arc. That was more set up for stuff of future events to come, rather than.
I'm not sure what the purpose of these specials are.
They're just to get people interested in One Piece,
because they air them during on TV to fill space, right?
Yeah.
They're specials in Japan on TV.
Yeah, they air on TV.
So I think they're for the fans to
it's to get new fans.
or just to
I feel like
do you
it's a marketing thing where
Yeah.
they send out these episodes to, rile the already the OG fans up and to bring in new fans, and then, after a short time they announce a new movie, which we got.
Yeah. So even like look across like all the games as well. In Treasure Cruise, Skypiea event, new characters from Skypiea.
Okay.
So it's like a big cross promotion event.
Alright.
That's what they use them for.
Do we think
So what is the time?
I don't know,
Episode of East Blue way better.
is the movie going to be about an L? Like, what's the story?
No, the movie's probably going to be about rocks, if I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Me being,
People are upset if Rocks is a movie though. I've seen it.
But-
They would have seen it in the manga.
I mean, the rocks were mentioned in the same vein that Shiki was mentioned. They were given a quick shout out in the manga, and then they were showcased in the movie.
Yeah, but there's history there with Big Mom and Kaido. We can't skip over that for a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to get
Well,
more info.
I don't, we won't. Luffy would have to fight whatever the Rock's leader is, because like we wouldn't have an entire movie based on Garp.
No, it would be in the present. You'll get a little, maybe a flashback. But
Well, again, just to play devil's advocate, they did say that this was, I believe it was Yonko Productions who tweeted out. They said that it would be an unprecedented One Piece movie. So maybe it's
yeah, I've seen
something.
that.
Maybe it's something that has never been done before. Maybe it's a One Piece movie that doesn't focus on the Straw Hats. Maybe it focuses on Garp.
I
And
mean,
Dude,
I
they,
highly doubt
they
it.
stopped, the anime stopped doing cover pages because it didn't include Luffy and the ratings were terrible. They're
yeah,
not gonna release a movie without the Straw
No,
Hats.
the movie will have Luffy and the Straw Hats in it most
But
of the time.
back to Skypiea.
yeah.
Why bother? Why even bother watching this? Go read the manga. Best form of Skypiea is manga. That art is top tier.
Okay.
Go read it.
Beautiful. I would even recommend people watch the anime over this dumbed down,
watch the anime.
dumbed
Yeah.
down supercut version of of this great arc. And I know Skypiea isn't a lot of people's favorite arcs, but it's still worth the
It's
read.
a great arc, yeah.
It's an amazing arc.
So we had the Skypiea, we had the anime episode. Anything else you guys want to cover that happened this week? During anything about One Piece that happened? Nothing in particular.
No,
Nothing.
Oro Jackson. Oro Jackson being its, regular self.
Yeah, the Nakama thread is still raging about Carrot. They're loving Okiku and
The carrot versus Okiku war. That is raging in the thread.
Has Tama been thrown off to the side now?
Tama's out of here. Tama's out.
Yeah.
Out of here. It's Carrot versus Okiku for best girl. Who's going to join the Straw Hats?
Okay.
All that kind of crazy fan bullshit.
Which, let's be
yeah.
honest, neither one of them is joining the crew.
So speaking of
Yeah.
Okiku, shall we go into the chapter, Christian?
Yeah, let's go.
Chapter 9:15. And once again, I didn't write the chapter name down.
You see Silvers.
Do you remember the chapter name, Silvers? I don't remember.
Bakura Town.
Yeah, it's the name of the
You wrote it.
town, the town of leftovers. I
Bakura
believe.
Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Just quick thoughts on the chapter, we'll go into the details. What do we think?
Good setup chapter.
This is
Interesting designs.
As a
Okay, so-
standalone chapter, it was 7 out of 10. It's great. It was great setup for future events. Aside from that, it didn't really have any other opinions aside from
Okay.
Hold'em's this whole thing.
Yeah, we'll get into
Yeah.
Alright, so we start with Urashima talking about Zoro.
The strange aura.
The rodent's strange intensity.
Demons are coming back.
Christian, we got the eye mentioned last week, and we got this strange intensity mentioned
Don't.
this week.
Right. One, don't connect those two events together.
Hey man.
Okay? 'Cause what you're suggesting is that Zoro opens his eye and it
I'm saying
opens up magical demon power.
There's a weird commentary going on with Zoro lately.
Zoro is a demon and he's always had that
I
aura.
mentioned this strange intensity. Also could be related to Haki, but it's probably the swords and the demons and shit.
Zoro's demons are coming back.
I mean, Zoro will have conquerors eventually.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Definitely.
That's a fact. That's fact. That's factual.
That's-
and when he does, what are the Sanji fanboys gonna say?
Oh, it
5,000
wasn't.
meters of water pressure. That's what they're gonna say.
Oh, Cockroach Haki doesn't do anything. It's meaningless. It just
5,000
doesn't.
meters
There's no
of
point
water
having it.
pressure. He attacked big. He clashed with Big Mom.
Oh,
Urashima and Ratman talk about Kiku.
all right, this is extremely important for the themes of the arc.
Yes.
Explaining hierarchies, classes,
Warrior culture.
the samurai culture that happened in Japan.
Yeah.
See, people think samurai in Japan today, like, oh, they're cool warriors that, you know, were honorable, that kind of stuff. Not really. The actual reality is they were pretty much assholes and did whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Like, they were like elite soldiers that just took what they wanted. Cut down people in the street to test their new swords. They were not good people, and we're getting to see a more realistic take on the samurai culture.
Okay.
It's very interesting for Oda to tackle these sort of ancient traditional themes. So it's not just like Orochi's influence and all that kind of shit. It's the hierarchy of Wano that needs to be taken down.
And the you know, the warrior culture that Oda's making a commentary on, it's not always a good thing.
Yeah, that's the point of the arc, is to liberate Wano from its traditional way of life, to make it more modern, make it more accepting, to make it more equal. That's the goal of Wano. Kaido's it's a battle between, I've said it before, it's a battle between tradition and innovation and making new technology, that kind of stuff.
Remark here that, right? Kaido's men, the gifters,
Yeah.
seamlessly integrated into the Wano culture of the higher up officials and
'Cause
the
that's-
higher class.
Surely that's how Kaido's crew works.
Now, I will remind you back a few chapters. Hawkins says, "Do you know who rules this country from the shadows?" I'm getting more and more convinced that very few people know that Kaido rules this country.
They think
No
Orochi
mention of
runs it.
Kaido ever. It's always Orochi does this, Orochi
They
did
think
that.
Orochi is the head.
Do they even know that Kaido, these are Kaido's men? Or
They have to. They have to know
Like-
that the pirates are there.
It's strange by omission that Kaido isn't mentioned a lot.
I feel like the citizens of Wano, even maybe some of the lesser higher up soldiers, may not know of Kaido's position, but I do believe that the citizens know that the pirates are there for some reason, because we already know that
Yeah.
you know, some of Whitebeard's crew and Ace have been to Wano before.
We'll talk about a very important thing later about the currency and maybe an insight into how the country works as a whole later on. But basically, this whole talk with Ratman and Hiroshima, whatever his name
Yeah.
is like, you're a high class warrior. You can take her. You can take
Yeah.
Kiku as your wife. You can do whatever you want because
Yeah.
you're high class. And then, you know, Hiroshima notices a raccoon dog. It's his favorite meal. He will meet Chopper at some point.
100%.
Absolutely.
Does Chopper come in here right now to wrestle him?
Maybe, because there's going to be a wrestling match next week. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
When I first saw the sumo arena, there were 3 characters that jumped in my head. 1 being Chopper, obviously. 2, Gear 4 Luffy, which he'd absolutely demolish him, and Luffy
Doesn't
being
need
there.
it, right?
Yeah, it does need to be done, but you know, it jumped in
It's
my
probably-
head. And the 3rd character, the least likely, because he's not here, and the last time we saw him, he was staring death down in the face, which being Jinbei.
Okay.
It's probably going to be Luffy picking him up and throwing him out of the ring.
Did you think of Frankie?
I did.
Oddly
Because-
enough, no.
Because of the pre-film gold special
So, yeah.
where Luffy and Frankie have a wrestling match.
But it's probably going to be Luffy, to be fair.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be
And
Luffy.
he'll probably get into a samurai outfit because why not?
No, he'll you know, go balloon. Gone
He'll
balloon.
probably just pick him up, to be honest.
Yeah,
he's not
okay.
gonna
Yeah, or base Luffy may just wreck him.
Now, here's the thing, right? This is effectively a strong warrior of Wano.
Yeah.
And if if Hiroshima disappoints, what does that say about the samurai? Because he's the top.
He's a
Dog.
warrior class. He's the top sumo wrestler.
He's the best sumo wrestler in Wano.
Yeah.
What does that say
They
if
talk
he gets
about his immense
demolished?
strength.
Yeah.
Well,
What
I
does
feel
that
like
say
the
if he gets
argument
demolished?
I feel like the argument can be made that he's a sumo wrestler, not a swordsman.
Still though, he's claimed to be the strongest of something.
Yeah, and he's in the warrior class.
All I'm saying is, how's the fandom gonna react to a member of a warrior class, a strong warrior, getting defeated by Luffy in like one hit? You know that might not look good on the samurai. I've seen it this week on Oro Jackson.
Yeah.
Okiku doesn't know about Haki. The samurai are trash.
Okay.
I've already seen that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
So-
have to.
So you gotta worry about that kind of stuff going into
I don't
this.
think we're gonna waste too much time on this wrestling match, but I think it'll be over pretty quickly.
Is this wrestling match just to power scale? What's it there for? Is it to humiliate Hiroshima? So
It's
he's
either
humbled?
gonna be friend or foe. This wrestler character, and that'll advance the
Yeah.
plot in some regard.
Yeah.
He gets defeated, he gets embarrassed, he goes and tells one of the calamities or something, because we assume Hawkins will cover it up. So his word gets out.
Alright.
Or he's a friend because he will do anything for Kiku.
Yeah.
And maybe he respects Luffy for beating him or something.
I
Yeah.
feel like
So-
it'd be more of the former, simply because Okiku has already cut off his top knot, which
Yeah.
So
So there's multiple options for this character, and he's going to be that direction in the road character that's probably going to set up the rest of the story. That's why we're here, because like it's kind of like we can do this. We can do things for fun, but most things usually move the
Add up,
plot
yeah.
in some way. Everything always adds up in the end. Christian, do you want to talk about the floating thing above his head in the wrestling?
Oh my god!
What is?
All right, I read this chapter, and I go to Eric as a meme, as a joke. Shiki's in Wano, and people are taking that seriously. You know, I didn't put it out there, but you know, other reviewers have said, "What if Shiki's in here, floating this ring up? Come on, why?"
I've seen its lore. I've seen its kid. My favorite theory, which is mine, is a Tontada is in it on a little bike pedaling a fan, and that's why it's floating.
It's got to be cables.
It's cables.
It's got to be
There's no
cables.
sound effect
yeah,
of a
absolutely.
hovering. There's no sound effect of it hovering.
And if you look at a Japanese ring for sumo wrestling, you can see the effect of a floating roof
Yeah,
that's hooked up by cables. And in Hib's images, you can't see the cables.
yeah.
So it's probably cables.
All right.
Less
Cut
likely
over
option.
to yeah. We
Oh,
cut
no.
over to Tama.
No, let Silvers talk.
Oh no, I was just gonna say less likely option. We've already seen, like, in certain islands in the New World, there are spots where gravity is almost non-existent. Made example from
Yeah,
where,
okay.
like, Apu, when he first entered the New World, he was running on what was essentially an invisible bridge. When Capone was first entered the New World, he was sucked up by another floating island that seemed really close to the sea. I mean, it's not impossible to think that there's just a spot in Wano where gravity is lessened. But yeah, I do believe that it's just cables.
It could be tech as well, or some kind of.
We didn't mention the possibility of Fujitora.
All right. Anyone that can levitate things could be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We cut to Tama and Holden. Tama will not cry. She's a great warrior.
Yeah.
Gazelle is out of breath.
Wait a minute. Are you ready to cop that L?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Why am I copping it
You
up?
said last week that it's Peckham's brother.
Hey,
it's
man,
a mink.
we got
It's a. You know.
got baited. What do you want?
I put out the
I will-
possibility that it was a bait. I said
will-
it could be a helmet, could be something different.
We
I
got
will
baited.
take
What do you
I will
want?
take the shot for Eric, because
Yeah.
I think that I planted that idea into his head
know
with
about
my comment, could this be the traitor from Zoe?
Yeah.
It's all possibilities, but you know what? Oda is unpredictable.
It's
All right,
very-
let's talk. Can we talk about Smiles and how they just give you cancer and AIDS, and they give you like this weird like mutation that doesn't really help anyone.
I'm gonna put it down to each fruit has its own set of rules, because we're
No. This is how it happens, right? You eat the fruit, and it like randomly mutates your body.
Yeah, and you can, because we see Sheep's Hand, he's able to pop him out. Holden isn't able to put him away.
I assume he's got parts of his body that he could control a little bit.
Yeah.
So like he can like maybe have lion claws.
What if he turns into a
something like
lion,
that.
but Holden's face is on his stomach and he's a lion, and they switch.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
Okay.
I don't want to see that. That's crazy. But
I feel like the smile fruits are like, let's say if two twins, let's say if you two were to eat a smile, like two different smile fruits of the same, let's give them the lion fruit. Eric would have his ass turn into like a lion's face, while you Christian, you may have just a mane grow around your neck. I feel like the smile fruits are like random when it comes to giving their abilities.
Yeah, it seems completely random and arbitrary at this point. So
well, yeah.
Don't be putting rules on them.
So I don't think. Here's the thing. We know they're Zoans.
Yeah.
So it could just be splicing DNA together. It might not even have the properties of a real devil fruit.
Okay.
The real devil fruits are magical.
The lineage factor.
The lineage factor and all that DNA shit.
Being manipulated.
It just alters you because it's animals, right? It's easy to comprehend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, so I doubt that the artificial devil fruits are working on the same magic that the real ones are.
And this lion has his own sentience, and they share the same body with each other. It's strange. Now, Holden, they get into a fight. They're talking to Tama. Tama won't give up the information because she's very brave.
What about the comedy?
And then Holden just punches.
Well, lion.
Holden's lion punches him in the dick.
Yeah.
And then
comedy.
this lion.
Special shot. And then they both get hurt.
Yeah.
Classic. Now, people saying out there that there's no potential for this character, it's trash. Christian, there are multiple possibilities with forearms.
Here's the fucking problem. Alright?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Design does not equal strength.
Doesn't.
Alright? This is One Piece. Stop with the bleach. Stop with the Naruto. Stop. Alright? This is One Piece. They're gonna be wacky designs. They're gonna have different things going on. You can't just put your random bullshit expectations on a character and be like, oh, he looks weird, therefore he's weak. Jinbei looks weird.
Yeah.
He's strong as fuck.
Okay.
Cracker's initial design.
Cracker's initial design.
There's a lot.
Give me one
Yeah,
second.
Oven kind of looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Luffy and company arrive, Christian,
Yep.
at the town. Luffy uses Conquerors at the gate. Finally, he uses it.
See, where was this in Whole Cake Island? Just
Against
knocking out goons.
Against all the chess pieces and the...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just don't even worry about it. Just get rid of him.
Sometimes he forgets that he has it, you know.
Yeah. He's spamming in Wano right now. He's done it twice in the past, 6
Yeah.
chapters.
Orochi's men took over the town 20 years ago. More Orochi shit. Describing how they took over everything.
But first,
It's not just Kaido.
I'm going to stop you there, because you missed an important factor that we
Go
were
on.
talking about before. Okiku says, what was that?
Yeah.
And Luffy says Haki.
Okay.
Now, is this a commentary on Conqueror's Haki? That she hasn't seen Conqueror's Haki? Or is it a commentary on how she hasn't seen Haki? What do you think about that?
It may be a
It's
comment.
probably both. I don't know. It's like... Haki's supposed to be a secret thing.
Yeah, but here's the problem. We know Kinemon has Haki and Konjuro has Haki.
Okay. They've travelled, though.
But why... Wano's the bed of the poneglyphs of that kind of secret stuff.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't Haki be in the culture?
Okay.
So, it might just be a Conqueror's thing. I would expect Okiku to have Haki. She's supposed to be a samurai, supposed to be strong. If the samurai and Wano don't have Haki, what can we say about them?
Okay.
Why are the Navy so afraid of them if they don't even have Haki? You know?
I hope it's a Conqueror's thing.
It probably is.
I would
And
say
plus,
so.
we don't really know Okiku's situation.
Is she part of the samurai?
What dojo did she train under? All that kind of shit.
There's a lot of things to still be uncovered.
Yeah.
Now, it seems like Orochi's done most of the damage and Kaido's just come in to mop up.
here's the thing, right? Did Kaido supply the original men to take over Wano? Because it seems like there was like a struggle for power, and then Orochi took over.
When was it stated? At what point did Kaido take over Wano?
Never. It hasn't been
It was
stated
never
yet.
stated.
Is it implied that it's recent, or is it always been?
It's
No.
kind of, well, we keep on getting like, everyone's been kicked out of this town.
And the Odin flashback as well kind of complicates things.
Kind of, I would say it's more recent than in the past.
Yeah.
Because, Okiku's talking about how they've recently been kicked out of the town because, Kaido's men have moved in or some shit.
I think the only thing that has been, implied that to have happened as of recent was, Odin's actual death. So So maybe so maybe Kaido just recently found out that Odin was aboard Roger's crew, because I don't think that everyone knew, like they had a full list of Roger's entire crew.
So the timeline right now is Orochi took over Odin's whatever power 20 years ago. Odin then dies maybe like 2 years ago because what's his face? The kid.
Momonosuke.
Momonosuke. Because Momonosuke remembers his father's death, plus he has to be born.
And he remembers Kaido being there. So that happened maybe like 2 years ago. So Odin lost power in Wano 20 years ago, stayed there for 18 years. Kaido moves in, executes Odin, and now we're here. But Orochi took over the towns 20 years ago. It's
Yeah,
not like...
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like he turned evil when Kaido turned up. So you would imagine Odin would mount a force and try and take it back or something.
Here's the thing, right? Maybe like it was all fine. The country was fucked up, but it was running, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Kaido's just on the seas, and he's like, I'm gonna take this island. And Orochi brokers a deal with him.
Maybe, yeah, it's possible. Maybe it's like a 20-year plan to take Wano back from Orochi or something.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's all very complex.
Yeah.
And we'll find out the exact details soon enough.
Alright. The timeline's weird.
Still haven't seen Orochi yet. Not even a shadow.
No silhouettes,
No shield, nothing.
not even just the showing of his sword.
Urashima is the champ sumo. 500 gold pieces to the victor if anyone can beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Christian, 500 gold pieces, that's not belly.
It's not belly.
So they are cut off from the world.
Yes.
So they're not going to get the newspaper.
No, why would they get the newspaper?
Therefore, they wouldn't know much about Kaido.
Yeah, but surely word get... Kaido's pirates are in there. They wear different clothes.
They're wearing Kaido's
They have rank.
belt.
They have rank. People know about Kaido. There's no way people don't know about Kaido.
Why hasn't Osuru mentioned Kaido? Why hasn't Kiku mentioned Kaido?
Because here's the deal. I bet they think Orochi's a top dog.
Okay.
And Kaido's like a general. Like, that's what they think.
But
But Kaido's actually running the joint.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, Urashima's undefeated. He's strong.
Yeah.
The tournament's open to anyone. Luffy will fight him. At
Yeah,
some point.
someone's fighting him.
Next week.
I mean, could you
Someone's
really call it
knocking
a
him out of the
fight?
ring.
Yeah.
It's gonna get demolished.
It's gonna be a quick thing to branch the story.
I mean, we've seen Zoro's monster strength. Maybe Zoro takes out Orochima, and Orochima blames Zoro for why Okiku isn't in love with him. Maybe that's the hatred that starts all this conflict.
Maybe Zoro knows Sword Styles him. For extra hype.
So, Urashima sees Kiku.
Yep.
He commands his men to go grab her.
Yep.
Luffy's looking for Tama, he's screaming out for her. Zoro doesn't want to cut naked men. Now, is this a Sanji thing? Is this a Sanji cutting women, Zoro can't cut naked men?
I think it's more of
This is
an
interesting.
honor thing for him because he even said it was even shown in Punk Hazard. He won't cut Monet unless he absolutely has to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
But
this,
Pip,
is this a test from Zoro, similar to a Nami situation, where he tested Nami's will?
here's the thing. What the fuck's Luffy doing? Why is he blaming Zoro? Like, why? What did he do? Nothing.
Okay.
So why is he blaming? Why is he?
You're a bit defensive about Zoro here.
Here's the thing. People saying Zoro copped an L. Zoro's the L master.
There is no one
And,
else for Zoro.
There is never any L's for Zoro.
Ever.
Ever. So, here's the problem. Alright?
Give us a problem, Christian.
Clearly a gag from Oda. Alright? Mm-hmm. This is a joke. You know, naked men running at Zoro. Zoro doesn't want to cut him.
Yeah.
Kiku does have to get captured so she can, you know, maybe it's a test from Zoro. Maybe Zoro's like, handle yourself. You're a samurai.
Yeah.
Alright? Zoro let Tashigi handle herself. And she couldn't get the job done.
Well,
Yeah.
Okiku got the job done. That's all I'm saying. Okiku already over Tashigi. Done.
whoa. Let's not go too far here now. At the end of the day, Tashigi did get the job done. But this is you guys' show. We're gonna stick to the topic at hand.
That's an interesting statement.
I don't know about
That's an interesting statement.
but Kiku cuts the top knot off. Luffy's impressed.
Yeah.
She speaks very much in a proper old-fashioned samurai way.
Now, the official translation
Yeah.
makes this clear. The scanlations make it seem like she's a trap.
Yeah.
You can't trust her. She's actually a man. No, go read the official translation.
Go read it.
Alright.
Go buy it. It's like $1
It's
a week.
$12 a year on special.
A year.
$12 a year.
$24 a year.
You can't afford that. Get your life together.
You got issues if you can't afford it.
You can't afford $24 a year. What is going on? Alright? Manga is the least of your problems.
And I will suggest that the last line of this chapter is the most different compared to the scanlations.
Okay.
Zoro says that will definitely get the attention of the boss. Instead of, it's not time for the boss yet.
It's very interesting. That's actually a very interesting.
That's the key difference in
That's
this
the key.
chapter.
You got see, because it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because why would Zoro say that? Why would Zoro be like, you can't fight the boss now, Luffy? Zoro's not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Zoro's looking for the boss. Luffy and Zoro look for the boss. They're calling out the boss.
We assume that the boss is Holden, right?
It could be Hawkins because they said he's here.
There's 3 of them, so, you know.
Where's Speed at? I want to see his retarded design.
Yeah, so Zoro says that, like, the boss will definitely get involved now, which makes more sense than what was in the
So,
scanlations.
is the boss turning up next week, or is it Urashima or Sumo?
We'll get into the position.
I think- I think Okiku has to sort this out by herself.
Well, Kiku has to fight.
I don't want
a
Luffy stepping in. I don't want Zoro
Luffy
stepping
definitely
in.
wants to step in and fight the sumo.
Because I don't think Urashima is going to hurt the woman he loves.
Right.
So she might be able to handle it.
Maybe she's
maybe
already
there's no
won in that
fight.
regard. And Luffy wants that 500 gold pieces.
I mean, we need some cash, you know.
And that glory.
Alright.
Alright, ratings for the chapter. Christian, what do you want to say? Out of 10.
The background art
Yeah.
this week, phenomenal.
We're getting more insight into the districts.
Architecture, interesting background characters. Did you see the background characters this week?
Yeah, they were good.
They're all cool. They've all got interesting things going on.
Few Kato's men.
Few Kato's men looking cool. The architecture is really really cool.
Yeah.
A different take, a more cartoony take on the Japanese style. Shout out to the assistants Oda has. I think he's got like the best in business.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Obviously.
Yeah, all around we get reconfirmations of the themes of Wano, how people are treated, all that kind of background information, which we do need. Alright? Don't listen to the people on Oro Jackson being like, this is a waste of a chapter. Why is this here? No plot progression. You gotta set up the themes.
You need context so things mean something.
You gotta set it up so you can knock it down. Alright? That's what it's about. So, I think this is a really good chapter. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Alright.
So, what do you think?
I agree with Christian on the background characters. Every single one of them seemed unique. No, it doesn't seem like Oda reused any character designs for any of these people. Kaido's men stood out and popped, so you could distinguish them from the citizens of Wano. The architecture is just, I love the way it looked. It was a great setup chapter for things to come. It's leaving me guessing while still giving me a clear image of what's going to happen next. I'm gonna also give it an 8 out of 10.
Well, you really felt the scale and like the how tight and narrow the streets were.
And the culture and the way Wano works, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Now, are we finally getting the strong female character in Okiku? She's strong, but she's also feminine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She will, shield herself from naked men. She's strong, but also feminine. Are we finally going to get this character that people are after?
I think we will. Unless she becomes extraordinarily disappointing.
Come on, yeah. We already have to shit.
What's the bare minimum to give her a pass, what do you reckon?
She handles herself with Hiroshima. That's all she needs to do. Really? Don't be a damsel in distress.
Give me a base level for a strength to be convincing.
It's not about strength. It's about actions.
Okay.
I don't care about strength. It's about, does she have her own will? Will she get the job done? Will she follow through on her actions? Is she, still strong but still clearly a female? Here's the thing I hate about the current sort of climate around female characters. Alright? And it might get a little political. Alright? I'm sick of seeing a female character and all you did was make it into a male character. That's all you did.
All you did was write a male character.
All you did was write a male character in a female body. Is that what we want? Is that the quality we want? No. We want feminine, but also strong in their own way. The archetype of a heroine is different to a hero. You need to make sure your character's feminine, but also strong-willed and determined. You can't just grab the characteristics of a male hero, slap it on a female, and call yourself a progressive writer that understands the plight of women.
Yeah.
No. I hate seeing that shit. Okay. It's not good writing.
Can you give any other examples?
Well, all the shit with Marvel Comics, right?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, all that kind of shit. Now, there's a fine line there. That's hard to determine. But we've had that phase of trying to write strong female characters. Now, add back in the feminine qualities, the loving nature, the empathy that are associated with female characters. What's the point of having a female character if it just acts like a male? That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna give this chapter an 8 as well. Good chapter. We're going at a pace I prefer.
Yeah, pacing is back to regular pacing. And it feels good. It gives us room to breathe.
Yeah. Christian wasn't really on board for the first couple of weeks. He thought it was good, it was fast. But now we're starting to breathe.
But now we're in the island, so we actually need the time.
We need to relax a little bit.
We need the time to explain shit.
This is the thing, it's like giving this chapter an 8 is kind of like...
What?
It's a good chapter, but like, it kind of like squeezes the... Like, 9 has to be like double as good as an 8.
Yeah.
Like that. Because like, the quality is good. We gave like last week a 7.5, 7. It's good. We're going at a good pace. Predictions.
All right. Something with Hiroshima. Maybe Hold'em gets into action.
Yeah.
Maybe Otama escapes them. Maybe she does something because apparently they're gonna force her to use the devil fruit. I don't know what's gonna go on there. Maybe Tengu Man appears.
Okay.
Who knows? Anything could happen at this point in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like Law could turn up, and start wrecking shop.
Now, Christian, I told you that Law will not turn up.
But he can teleport.
I know, but he's going to turn up what is appropriate.
That's true.
Alright?
Alright? Luffy has to start making a mess.
I also told you that no one was fighting anyone this week.
It's technically incorrect, because Urashima got his top knot cut.
Alright.
So, technically incorrect.
For me, simple. Luffy beats Urashima. We see speed, and at the end, Holden is there. That's it.
Dude, here's the problem. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Does this lead to a calamity? Big summon.
My thoughts about it at the moment is because we're still convinced that Hawkins will come to our side, right?
Yeah.
Luffy takes out the town.
Yeah.
Or they all take out the town. Hawkins is left. Hawkins buys them time.
Yeah.
And they go to the Flower Town to collect the rest of the Straw Hats.
Here's the thing. We can't get... Because Jack, theoretically, is the weakest commander.
Yeah.
Because of the card system, whatever.
Because of just trope.
Trope, right. We can't have Jack... Jack is too important to the plot to be taking out here. You know what I mean? Because of the atrocities
This is the
in
thing.
Zoro.
We're in a city environment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The city's going to get destroyed. Orochi's going to find out. It's hard to cover up.
Yeah.
So you have to consider this. I'm still convinced that we first have to collect all the Straw Hats before we get into the major part of the arc.
Yeah.
Because we're still missing Sanji's group and Frankie's group.
Yeah, maybe it's Sanji's group next week.
Because, like,
I don't know.
we'll probably wrap up this little story with Kiku and Zoro and Luffy, and then we'll introduce the rest of them.
Yep.
And have that banquet, have that party, and then start formulating the plan. Which probably will happen in 4, 5, 6 chapters, somewhere around there. We've still got a while to go until that happens. There's still a lot to do. We've got to take a hold in speed, talk to Hawkins, move. There's a lot of things that still have to happen. So, sit tight. I'm still saying we're not going to see Orochi until next year.
I don't know, dude.
Man.
We still haven't even seen a silhouette. They're still talking about him. And he has to, like, the only way I can see him in the story...
He's got to react to the news of the town being destroyed.
React to the news.
I think that's where we see him.
But how long until we get the news and how many chapters are left?
Like 6.
How many chapters are left in a year?
We'll see him by the end of the year. I don't doubt that.
Okay.
We'll see him by the end of the year.
We might see. I'm saying like full thing. We might see a silhouette of him reacting to the news.
Maybe we close the year out with his actual design.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think his design will be clear until next year.
Yeah.
Alright. Good chapter. Moving the pace along in Wano. Wano is so far living up to what I expected.
Yeah?
No complaints from me so far. Getting into it.
Silvers? Predictions?
Pretty much the basics. Zoro or Luffy one-shots Orochima. Him not being the pinnacle of the Wano samurai. Otama may escape. I mean, she did say, Ace did tell her he'd only take her out to see if she became a shinobi.
Strong,
Became a shinobi. Maybe she escapes using one of the very few techniques that she's learned. Chapter ends, Law showing up to the town with the worried face on. Maybe Law already has a plan in place.
Now, Christian, shall we move on to our strongest Shanks?
Hashtag Shanks. Every week, we come to you with the question of how strong is Shanks? And every week, we answer. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King. Alright? But there are people out there who think Carter's the strongest. They think Dragon is the strongest.
No.
It's just not
They
true.
think Aimu is the strongest.
Straight liquid cancer.
And they're all incorrect, because Shanks is the strongest. And every week, I bring 100% genuine, factual information to prove these people wrong. And this week, I come to you with the information. Shanks is so strong. He would win Okiku's heart with his presence alone. That's how strong Shanks is. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King.
Now, to talk with the show. Now, Christian, our man Ozay sent us
I've been hearing about this theory for months.
a spicy theory.
He's been cooking this theory for months.
Yep,
And now we finally have it.
we do.
Ozay's theory.
Now, Christian, you've looked through this theory, so have
I have.
I, and Silvers has as well. What do we think? And then we'll get into it. A little summary, as it were.
Alright, so it's based on Greek culture, the story of Homer's Odyssey,
Yep.
all the adventures, and it relates to the Ancient Kingdom as the Odyssey relates to Joy Boy,
Yep.
and the ancient weapons relate to the ancient Greek gods, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it's just a little matching of themes and inspirations.
Now, is it well put together, Christian?
Yes, look at this. It's got spoiler tabs for additional information, images. Very well put together theory. It doesn't try and piggyback off itself,
Okay.
which I don't like to see, because you're not really building on anything.
He's put the evidence forward, and he's drawn a conclusion that doesn't draw conclusions off his own conclusions.
That's right, and that's what people fall into. Yeah. So,
do you want to go through the evidence he's put through, or do you want to just go straight to
let's just read it.
Okay.
Alright. Hey guys. First time posting a theory here. I've looked around at Oro Jackson and a few other forums, Reddit, YouTubers, etc., and couldn't find most of this information I'm going to present here. I can say a good chunk of it is going to be new. I'd have a few points where I'd use general, conception that have been in One Piece community for a long time. So buckle up and get ready, because this one's going to be big.
It is quite big.
Part 1. Themes and inspirations. In every island, culture, race, etc., Oda always... I can't read the theory if you're scrolling on it.
Nah, come on.
Alright? Oda always gets inspiration based on real life cultures, histories, and myth. That's true. That's a fair assumption.
Inspiration being the key point.
Inspiration, not copy paste.
Yes.
Alright. For example, Skypiea, the winged people inspired from a few different real life cultures, such as events. The obvious ones are Aztecs, and the El Dorado, City of Gold, Native Americans, European settlers, colonialism, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Maybe the Mesopotamian and the Anunnaki things that we've talked about. Fair enough. Alright, but in the most of the references he goes full in-depth. He takes little bits and creates his own story on it. Very important. The Colosseum of Rome, for example, the majority of One Piece's readers would likely know this about his existence, or simply used the reference and created his own version, which is with its own purpose and characters.
Yeah.
He used simple and acceptable information and builds on it. Very important. It's very So far, fair. I have no problem with this. 100% on point.
Okay.
So with all this in mind, the theory is that the Ancient Kingdom, just like everything else in One Piece, has a base theme inspiration, and it's the Ancient Greek.
Okay.
Ancient Greece. Theme.
Ancient Greece.
Part 2, Ancient Greece inspiration. That might be quite obvious for some, after all the ancient weapons are named after Greek gods, but the fun part is to build on that idea and trying to predict a bit deeper. Let's start by listing some information that One Piece readers will know about ancient Greece.
Yep.
Ancient Greece, mythology / gods. Nowadays, they're everywhere. Movies, TV, comics, etc. Everyone knows about the gods. You know, Zeus, Hades, Poseidon, Gaia, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Most people know about the Odyssey myths. You know, you've got, the sirens, the Cyclops, all those kind of myths, all stem from Homer's Odyssey. Alright, part 3. Ancient weapons. As I mentioned above, ancient weapons are named after ancient Greek gods, and like many other theories before. Poseidon, god of the sea. Poseidon can control sea creatures, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Uranus, god of the sky. In his opinion, it has nothing to do with it now. The One Piece world has the craziest weather. My guess is that Uranus has something to do with that. We touched a little bit on that with the entrance into Wano.
Yes.
How, it's suddenly a storm appeared. That kind of stuff.
Might have some weather manipulation.
Uranus could be some sort of weather manipulation.
Very important for traveling the seas.
It's fair enough. Pluton, god of death, the underworld. We know it's a ship that kind of relates
with,
to war.
The power to eviscerate islands.
Yeah. Alright. In a way, we can say that Shirahoshi, received Poseidon. So Pluton and Uranus can very well be something similar to the power Shirahoshi has. But honestly, I'm not going to attempt to decipher the ancient weapons' purpose or meaning. Ono most likely created his own plot for them. Correct. As I said before, he takes inspiration and builds on it. And I believe he just used the Greek gods as a reference rather than an in-depth view of God's mythology. Also, Big Mom has 2 homies called Zeus, god of lightning, and Prometheus, a titan that created humans and gave them fire. And Nami, is carrying around, Zeus, the god. He's carrying around Zeus the cloud. Alright, part 4, Joy Boy and the Odyssey. Joy Boy's character, I believe, is going to be based on Odysseus.
Now, Christian, do you want to explain who Joy Boy is? Because not many people remember this character.
Joy Boy is the character on the poneglyph that Robin deciphered in Fishman Island.
Yeah.
He had a promise with Fishman people to return to bring them to the surface.
Now, Joy Boy, not the YouTuber, the character.
Joy Boy, the character.
Very annoying to actually Google Joy Boy.
Not the theorist.
Because the theorist comes up.
Not the theorist. Joy Boy, the character.
Yes.
Alright? Maybe Oda has a little copyright infringement to dish out to Joy Boy.
Perhaps.
That's a joke, alright? We don't actually mean that.
Maybe we do.
Maybe we do. Decipher it.
We'll see what happens.
He's saying we don't know very little. We know very little about Joy Boy. The Greek poem of Odysseus.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to explain. He gives the paddle references of Joy Boy. So he lived during the Void Century. This is what we know about him. He lived during the Void Century. He was in Fishman Island and met Poseidon of that time. He had a promise with the Fishman Island related with the Noah. He sent a poneglyph as a letter, such apology for breaking his promise. He was the architect of the blueprints that Frankie burned. Is that factual? He's got a reference. I can't remember that, but
where is it?
I feel like that is the one issue that I have with this. This
one?
Yeah.
Where the arrow that he draws pointing to the name that is supposed to be Joy Boy.
Joy Boy.
There's one section that looks like it could say boy, but the rest of it I'm not sure what the heck.
I don't know about that. It's questionable, but I don't think it's that important to the theory.
Yeah.
Interesting.
One of those never read Odyssey. A quick summary. Odyssey is known as the hero from many wars, mostly for tactics and strategy. Also known for the Trojan horse event in Greece. People know about these myths. I was able to make a few parallels though. There are both adventure / navigation. What are you doing? Alright, stop scrolling.
Alright.
Navigation, brilliant architects. They traveled the world and met different races. Both have promises with a woman. And you could say that both break it. Yeah, okay. Alright, yeah, okay. They also lived in, an ancient period. Alright. With all that being said, I don't mean that Oda is going to write a character fully based on Odysseus. In fact, that his design and such is going to be based on something else. Most likely, I believe that, in a way, yes, Oda might have been inspired by the Odyssey. And obviously, the different races in One Piece aren't all depicted the same way in the Odyssey. Giants don't have one eye. They're not Cyclopses. Mermaids don't eat people. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, the races are much more friendly than they are in the Odyssey. Alright, part 5, the Ancient Kingdom, architecture and design. I might have everything wrong with the theory, but this is one I'm pretty sure I got right on the bullseye from the official coloured One Piece manga. And I believe he's kind of saying that the Ancient Kingdom looks like ancient Greek architecture.
Sort of does.
Yeah.
Do you think those are cypress trees, Christian?
Cypress trees? Can't really tell. This city looks tiny in this image, right?
Yeah, or it's just really big. Or the scale of the buildings are just really big.
I mean, but what island in One Piece that we've seen from a far distance doesn't look small?
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. So, yeah. Maybe this is
similar.
It looks kind of similar
than anything we've seen.
But you've got these towers with like pointed roofs. You got this weird like circular shit in the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of close.
It's close enough.
It's close enough. I'll give it.
You can draw the parallel.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how I've never seen this theory mentioned this long. The polyglyphs, I swear I've seen this.
Okay.
The Rosetta Stone is a reference to the polyglyphs are a reference to the Rosetta Stone, which is the stone that translates ancient Greek
into Egyptian.
into Arabic and I think Latin.
It's basically used to.
It's a translation stone.
It's used to to decipher the hieroglyphs, isn't it? Isn't that what the Rosetta Stone's used for?
It was at the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
And it's used to it's basically a sentence in Greek, a sentence in Arabic, and a sentence in Latin. Okay. So you can translate. Right. It's a translation stone, so you can translate between different languages. Right. So that's the Rosetta Stone. It's pretty massive piece of archaeological importance because that's how they could start deciphering ancient languages because of this stone. So most references of the polyglyphs to the Rosetta Stone. If you haven't been reading One Piece for a while, you probably came across that reference. That surprises me if I couldn't find anyone that doesn't understand the word poneglyph, which is rather simple. Glyph, from the Greek word glyph, carve work, and phone from the Greek word to tell, to speak. Yep. Obviously, it is made up word from Oda, but it's rather simple that he meant with them the carved stone to tell the story.
Fuck's sake. Alright.
Who's calling you?
I don't know. Private number.
Turn off. Give this show the respect.
Alright.
It deserves.
Go.
Alright? Obviously, it's a made up word, to tell a story. Yeah, probably. I mean, glyphs are just letters, right? That's what a glyph means. It's just a letter.
But yeah, the gist of what he's saying is
it's
there's
fair
no
enough.
need to.
The Will of D, Part 7. Alright, Part 7 of the Will of D. As I mentioned on my list of the facts about ancient Greek, there are plenty of stories, poems, and epic poems featuring the heroes of that echo. Of that epoch? I know it's Greek, that Greek word. I know, probably. But I want to speak about a state that even though they were in such a glorious period, they mentioned to stand out as the fiercest military in all Greece. Of course, I'm talking about Spartans. My theory is that Oda used the Spartans as inspiration for the people of the letter D in their name. All them family clan, gang, army, whatever you like. All right. There's a simple description of Spartans. Spartan army stood at the center of the Spartan state. Those citizens trained in the disciplines and honor of a warrior society, subject to military drills from early manhood. Official One Piece translation. Okay. The Spartans become one of the most feared military forces in the Greek world. It was commonly accepted that one Spartan was worth several men of any other state. It was the common, they're very strong. We could honestly take a lot of parallels with the real life Spartans and the characters of One Piece that portray the letter D. But if we are being fair, real life pirates aren't really being well represented in One Piece. After all, it's a shonen. That's true. Pirates aren't going around.
This is kind of like shaky for me. It's kind of like I get where you built upon the
warriors
theory of ancient Greece, the Spartan army. It's possible that like the family of D were a small group that got outnumbered.
Yeah.
That's why they were defeated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. And they befriended the other races, and they clearly have some kind of connection to the mink and shit.
Therefore, I'm going to use a more romance/popular look at Spartans, which I said before makes them more acceptable for the readers. In many movies, TV shows, video games, comics, etc., Spartans are always portrayed as strong, furious warriors that never turn their back or flee an enemy. They face death head-on without fear. They fight for honor and glory and freedom. And finally, here's what actually inspired me to do this whole theory. The game God of War. On PS4.
Yep.
Obviously a game released in 2018. That's the references of a story being told since 1997. But the romanticized description of Spartans portrayed in games is also used in many other stories, and the popular conception of Spartans. I do firmly believe in what inspired Oda. Yeah, these stories have been around for ages, man. You don't have to, sure, these are ancient stories. Everyone knows about them. God of War came out in 2018. It references...
Yeah, but you can't assume that everyone knows what he's talking about.
Okay. Alright, part 8. Letter D, real name. To finish this long post, I obviously have to attempt a cliche theory and try to give the D its real name.
Alright.
The name it's going to present isn't something new. If you have read a few theories about the subject, but it's certainly a different and original way of reaching that conclusion. In my search of all the information above, I came across an interesting feat. Spartans didn't call themselves Spartans. Did you know that? They called themselves the men of Lacino. Alright? From Lacino. Yeah. And this may sound extremely corny, but they tried to read it with a Japanese accent, knowing that Japanese can't pronounce L properly, which we all know, Luffy, Rufy, Raftel, that kind of shit. Lace/race, demons, race of demons. Okay,
Nah,
it's a stretch. It's a massive stretch, but okay.
Interesting to end your theory on that.
And that's it. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed it. Convenient. If it didn't convince you about anything, because you honestly don't even know, whatever. I hope it's at least you're something you learned something new. Looking forward to all your extremely intellectual, smart, and respectful comments. See ya.
What do we think?
Some parts I liked. The part at the end, it's a stretch.
It kind of lost me at part 7 and part 8. Because
Spartan stuff.
He's put the evidence forward of what Oda does, and I like the Ancient Kingdom maybe sort of relating to ancient Greece and Homer's Odyssey. It's a possibility, and then we go into what the will of D is and what the D means.
Yeah.
Which is one of my pet peeves.
Well, he said he said he wanted to attempt at a.
But it's good. It's well constructed, well thought out. We might start entering into like building on assumptions later on, but it's far better than what we've seen.
Yeah.
I like how he paralleled, the way the Spartans were raised from early childhood into their manhood, and he paralleled it with the way Garp raised Luffy. He also brought into account how, the Spartans were always raised to never retreat, never lay down their weapons for anything, and they were always taught never to show fear in the face of death. And we've seen in the series multiple times that when a member of the D clan, D family, or D gang, whenever one of them dies, it's either always with a smile on their face or they have absolutely no regrets left in life.
Yeah.
And they have no fear in going into combat either.
I like the Spartan parallel. The family D stuff.
To be fair though, Blackbeard's a little different. When he fights Whitebeard,
Yeah, but
he's definitely
we all know
Careless.
Blackbeard is that retard Spartan that like screws them over in 300.
He's the hunchback Spartan from 300.
And Whitebeard says it's not you.
Yeah.
Which is like he's one of the shitty Ds.
Yeah.
When reading through the theory, when he brought up the thing that inspired him to actually write the theory was God of War, the one comparison in Spartan culture that kept jumping into my head was 300 actually, when Leonidas was leaving from and his wife, and he left his wife or lover, whatever you want to call her, standing looking at the horizon waiting for him to come home. That reminded me a lot of Rouge. She was pregnant with Ace and she's standing on the cliffside just looking at the sunset on the horizon.
Yeah.
Interesting how he didn't mention the giants and
yeah, because he did mention them, but they're
they're
different.
not a part of Greek culture, but they are.
They are. They're like Cyclopses and shit. Yeah. Okay.
I also like the comparisons with the Skypeans and the Anunnaki and El Dorado.
Aztec.
Yeah.
It's all very good.
We know Oda takes influence from other cultures.
I could see him taking influence the Ancient Kingdom, Ancient Greece.
Yeah.
The birthplace of knowledge.
Yeah.
The poneglyphs.
The biggest thing about this theory that I absolutely loved is that he didn't throw out an idea and then throughout the entirety of the theory, he treated that idea as if it were fact, which I feel like is what a lot of One Piece theorists, tend to do when creating a theory.
Yeah, that's what we like. That's what a good theory is. It's just suggesting something. It's not setting your idea as fact and then try to build on that idea and trying to extrapolate that idea.
Yeah.
It's about suggestions and maybe you've got this wrong, maybe you got that wrong. It's good. It's good theory.
Anyway, Ozay, good theory.
I mean, you've been teasing it for months.
I like it. I want to see Ancient Greece. This could be it.
Yeah.
Joy Boy, Homer, maybe. It's a long journey, a long odyssey.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. All right.
Now, shall we move on to the contentious power scale?
The power scale.
Now,
Give me the
Christian,
list.
the power scale. Who's going first this week? Is it me? I think it's me. But
Okay, well, if you want to go first, you can go first.
well, I don't remember who went first last week.
Pretty sure it was you last week.
Oh, well, if you want to go first, go ahead.
Well, I gotta look at the list because it's getting unruly.
All right, what do you want me to search for?
Do we have Daifuku?
Daifuku. I believe not.
No,
Looking
it's
at
not.
looking at the low high tier, I don't see Daifuku.
Wow.
Yeah, we got
No.
No.
Daifuku. Yeah, Christian, I might have issues with you bringing up Daifuku because we know very little.
Well, his arc's over. What's there to know? What's there to gain?
Okay. So where do you want to start?
All right, the genie fruit,
The lamp lamp.
the lampland fruit,
Yeah.
creates a genie of various sizes,
Yeah.
stated in the manga. It's not just headcanon.
Okay.
All right, can cut multiple ships with a single slash of his glaive.
Very good.
At least equal strength to Sanji's kicks. At least.
At least. Okay.
I can't say anything more about that.
Haki not confirmed.
Well, the genie's shiny.
The genie is blue.
Is the genie Haki? No one knows.
I would say no. I would say no.
People would say no, but how's the lamb fruit related to a genie? The theory is that the genie is being hardened by Haki, therefore the smokes. Whatever. Maybe he doesn't have Haki.
Okay, it does. Okay. Haki not confirmed, but we can assume so.
But come on, he's a big man pirate, he's high up in the ranks.
Brother to Katakuri.
Brother, maybe he can't put Haki on the genie because it's so far out.
Also, no feats for his own body as well. Only feats for the genie.
But,
Yep.
does he ever get hit? He's a ranged fighter.
Okay.
That's very impressive. Alright? He's a smart fighter. He doesn't get into combat when he has a stand, pretty much. He has a stand. And it doesn't hurt him. So he can just spam this thing non-stop.
But if his arms become unable to be used, can't use his
devil fruit. Maybe he can use his feet to rub his belly.
Maybe.
There's all kinds of crazy shit.
Maybe the rubbing of the belly comes from the heart.
That's right. Alright.
Perhaps.
A little Hunter reference for the people out there. But I'm impressed by his DC. Alright, maybe he doesn't have the speed because he can't catch Carrot.
Yeah.
Sanji keeps on blocking his attacks. Sulong Carrot, that's a good point.
Yeah. Give me a tier, Christian. Ballpark me on this one.
We put Oven in the low high.
Yeah.
I think it's fair.
Brother to Oven?
Brother to Oven. Brother of Katakuri.
Yeah.
Son to Kaido. Perhaps. Alright? He is absolutely fucking massive.
Minister of Beans.
Have you seen how big this man is?
Very big.
He's massive. Alright?
I believe he's comparable to Katakuri.
He is comparable to Katakuri. Have you seen the anime where Pudding's standing next to him?
Yeah, it's silly.
And she's like the size of his boot?
Yeah.
It's crazy. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the low high?
I think it's fair. We can assume as much because of his
status.
His senior status in the Big One Pirate crew.
Yeah.
If we put Oven there, Oven though
showed more.
Oven has shown more
durability,
abilities and durability.
It's true.
But we look at the high mid.
Yeah.
And he's a bit better.
I think he might be a better fit for high mid, but the status is the problem.
What do you think, Silvers?
I would agree mostly on the low high tier, but I would argue for him to be one tier lower, but that's only simply because Rayleigh is in mid high. That is only because
mid high.
No, I'm sorry, high mid. No, I'm sorry, high mid. He's in high mid.
Here we go. Here we go.
We don't need
here we go with this nonsense. Right? When
I'm not disagreeing.
Shows me.
I'm not disagreeing for low high. I'm just saying that it's a little perplexing simply because Rayleigh is where Rayleigh is.
Over and over again. Low high to high is a huge gap.
That's true. It's a massive gap.
Oh yeah, You've explained this to me before. Yeah. It's just a tier, not on the same like.
And then high to high is also a really high gap.
Also a massive gap. So he's a New World veteran. All right. Did we ever get Oven's bounty?
I can see him fighting Virgo. I don't know who.
I can see him. I can see him doing pretty well
against
Virgo.
I can see him fighting Burgess. I can see him fighting Rob. I can see him fighting Oven. I can see him maybe pulling out all these fights. Ace, maybe a different story.
Yeah. Perisboro, maybe a different story. Perisboro looks kind of weak, like durability-wise.
Yeah.
That is candy arm and bullshit. So...
I think low high.
Low high, Daifuku, Minister of Beans, Sun Tokaido.
Alright. Now, Silvers, have you brought us someone to scale this week?
I would like to bring up the topic of the pink-haired hero himself, Mr. Kobe. If he is not on this list,
I think
which
we
I
have
do not
Kobe.
believe.
Might be on the list.
I'm pretty sure Kobe's on the list.
I am scrolling through the one that Eric sent me a while back.
How is he not on the list?
Yeah,
No, he has to be...
Kobe.
Let me check my list.
I'm not seeing him.
Let me see my list, because
Maybe we talked about it.
We
and
definitely...
we didn't scale him.
That's because I remember us talking about how his name was spelled wrong on the list.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll skip that, because I'm pretty sure he's on the list.
Okay.
Like the physical list. Like the one that goes up on the screen.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
maybe
he's on
missing
there.
on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to.
So maybe Eric can pick a character. Give Silver some more time.
Well, I was gonna go Ivankov this week, Christian.
Ivankov. Oof.
Yeah, that was my second round draft.
That was the second round pick.
Yeah.
Well, mate, you can go with Ivankov.
All right, give us the feeds. Give us the feeds.
Okay, Ivankov. While ultimately it didn't really amount to anything, stood up to Akainu, was able to hold them off for enough time.
Yeah.
Is able to not only go into Impel Down, well, willingly or unwillingly, went into Impel Down, and from the dialogue that we have, I can assume Ivankov is ready to escape whenever he or she or however Ivankov self-identifies, he's able to escape whenever he so pleases. Which up until that point, only one person has ever done before, which was Shiki, one of the top tiers of the last generation.
Yeah.
Respectable enough to be one of the, and also respectable enough to be one of the top commanders in the Revolutionary Army.
Let's not forget that he also held off Magellan for a fair amount of time.
That is also fair.
Let's not forget that. Feat.
Let's not forget it, Christian.
He could also buff other people in his crew with hormones, make them fight for longer, stronger. Who's to say he can't do that to himself? We know he can do it to himself.
Yeah, he's actually injected himself before, if I'm not mistaken.
100%. He injects himself all the time.
He trained Sanji over the 2-year time skip, but from Sanji's showing, I'm not sure if you can call that a feat.
All right. Oh, we're not going to get into the Sanji debate here. But, yeah, okay. Well, throw in a tier suggestion.
The two that I'm looking at are low high and high mid.
High mid.
Because I'm looking at high mid, and he has taken on Magellan. I believe.
Yes.
I believe he could handle Cracker. Katakuri. I'm not
sure. Cracker. How does he get through the biscuits? Explain it to me.
I believe Ivankov is strong enough to break through the biscuit soldiers, and that Hell Wink, let alone
with the ultimate Hell Wink,
the Galaxy Wink, every wink that he has, I believe he could blow them away. If not break, he could move them aside long enough for him to actually get into the actual Cracker himself.
Let's not forget that Gear 3 could not break through the Crackers, and that's Grizzly Magnums, that's Luffy's power attacks. Only thing that could break through, Gear 4. So, does Ivankov have that level of strength? He's saying low, high, or high.
Or high. With those examples,
Talk about Marineford.
Marineford, Ivankov. I'm not really that well versed with Ivankov in Marineford because he didn't really show much except for, he has
that makeup.
Yeah, he has the Akainu stalling. He was, I don't want to say playing around with Robo Kuma, but he was taking attacks from him, dodging, but I still want to say he's in high mid, but low high mid. Simply because of the Akainu feat, but the Cracker.
I can say low high. I think I'm comfortable with low high. To be fair,
it's.
But you forget that he can change his body into a
female,
which gives him high defense. because of his soft body.
I do remember that. I'm aware.
Very close to Dragon. Whatever you want to call his rank.
That's true. I know his rank. I can't agree with high. I just can't do it because we've got Doflamingo in there.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at low high as well, because I don't think he was able to stand off against Magellan, but does he have the speed to contend with the rest of these people?
No.
It's interesting.
Let's talk about low high because I think that might be more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Virgo.
Yeah.
I can see him beating Virgo.
Yeah, I can see him beating Virgo.
To beat Virgo.
I definitely see him beating Virgis.
He's a haki master that he can teach it. So he has to have extremely good haki. If he's got the haki to teach people haki, he has to be good at it. Because we've seen he's on the same sort of teacher mentor level as Rayleigh and Mihawk to Sanji, right? Okay. So he's got to have a strong level of haki.
Yep.
Because he's a teacher, he's a master of haki. So low high on that speculation, because we never seen him use. Have you ever seen him use hardening and shit?
We haven't seen him use hardening, but I would chalk him to pre-time skip.
We will post time skip.
Yeah, he's got a.
Because we haven't seen him much post.
Yeah, he's a haki master. He's got skills. He's got tricks, which are very important in One Piece, right?
Hormones.
He can make himself fight for ages.
Yeah.
Training Sanji, you would assume that his reaction time would be, fairly well, considering Sanji is a speed-based character.
I think Ivako's fair.
Low high is fair. Yeah, crucial. Yeah, post inspection. There is no Kobe, believe it or not.
No, we've done. I'm gonna make a call. We've done him.
I specifically remember you guys having the conversation about Kobe, but I think
But did we talk about him in that chapter?
Yeah, the discussion of Kobe's name being spelled wrong was when he showed up to stop the missile.
I might have deleted it off the list because I went and changed the spelling and then put it back.
Christian,
we
have to put it back on. We don't know if we've done it or not. Let's just do it again.
Okay.
People now. What do we want to say about Kobe? Now I want to start.
Okay.
With people need to relax a little bit. All right.
Okay.
People overhyping the man, saying his growth is immense. He has very good observation haki. All right. Getting the CP techniques. All right.
I like to see it.
No armament haki confirmed. All right.
Yeah, but come on.
You can assume
trained by Garp the Fist. Okay.
Correction.
He hasn't had a physical fight other than the Helmeppo. Go ahead.
Go Souls.
He was not trained specifically by Garp. We know Garp was there, but from the only showing that we've had was him being trained by Bogart. Just to play devil's advocate.
Okay, but he's like Garp's mentor. Garp's his mentor and his trainee.
Yeah.
And he's being groomed to be the next hero of the Navy.
Okay.
So you make those parallels. But he has haki. How does he not have hardening?
We can assume so.
I think in an SBS, Oda confirmed that anyone above the rank of anyone captain and above has to have haki. I don't think he specified which haki.
Captain though. Marineford captain.
Yeah, and I think Kobe is a Navy HQ captain.
Yeah, he is HQ, so he has haki.
He does have haki, but it's never specified which haki he has to have.
Yeah, to be fair.
If he does have armament, it's low armament that is not on the level capable of hardening black.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, to be fair, never see him in a real fight, only against inanimate objects.
That's true. We never seen him in a fight.
Pretty quick.
Ever.
Underwater. Now, let's throw out a tier. Let's. What do we think?
Mid. That's where I'm throwing.
Straight mid.
Ooh, mid?
Straight mid.
Okay, let's talk through it. He doesn't beat Smoker. He doesn't beat Capone. Does he beat Kiros? Kiros?
They both commented on how strong each other
were.
Yeah, that's true.
He would have the speed to beat.
But Kiros is an observation master.
He beats Monet. He beats Monet. He beats Monet.
Does he?
Yeah, he beats Monet.
Well, don't forget Monet's feats. She put Luffy to sleep.
Okay.
Her death clutches are strong. Like, she put Luffy to sleep. Luffy would have died if he didn't use Conquerors. Or whatever happened there. Because it's unclear what happened there. He, like, woke up from it and, like, got out of it. So, don't sleep with Monet. He beats Nolan. Does he beat Crocodile?
He beats Caesar.
Okay. Beats Caesar, yeah.
Crocodile, 50-50 on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Dorian Broggie, I'll give it to him because...
Dorian Broggie?
Oh, even a 1v... Come on. They get dominated by Mr. 3. Come on.
It would be like them trying to swat a flyer, and it'd be like a Hydrogen situation.
Yeah, and Kobe's speed-based fighter. He's got the CPT. He's got the Rokashiki stuff.
From what we've seen from Dorian Broggie, I have to agree, yes, but I do believe that the next showing of Dorian Broggie, they will be island splitters.
I think Mid is conservative.
He doesn't beat it. He doesn't beat it. He doesn't beat him. We haven't seen the durability.
It's true. We haven't seen durability.
We haven't seen how potent his attacks are. And when we have, it's filler.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count.
He's only fought a missile.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I know one of the feats that the fan base tend to give Kobe is the torpedo that he blocked because it was called the unstoppable torpedo by some no-name pirate.
But some goon pirates called it that, so I'm not taking that.
But
feat.
you know, it's a feat to fit.
I mean, he sensed it from ages away, so we know he unlocked Haki in Marineford. Yeah. He's got excellent observation Haki.
Yeah.
So
I think Mid's conservative and safe.
He's still growing, so he's got massive potential to grow. So we're not shitting on him.
In the mid tier, I noticed you guys skipped over this one. This is one that I would really like to hear your opinions on. Is he beating Brook?
Okay.
How does one beat Brook?
That's true. How do you beat Brook?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, he doesn't beat Brook.
Okay.
I'm putting it out there. Brook beats him because he's the Soul King.
Is it because Brook can't be defeated, or is it because Brook outspeeds him?
I think Brook outspeeds him, to be fair. Yeah. And we don't know what his durability game is.
Speed specifically.
Yeah, we don't know what Kobe's durability game is.
We don't know a lot
the
about
cuts.
Kobe.
Yeah, mid.
The eyes.
I could see Kobe being placed in mid.
Mid.
Okay, mid, fair. All right, gentlemen, the question corner. Christian, what's the first question?
From Vimish. No. I'm reading the wrong area. Alright. From Return to Swab, he returns once again. I'd love to see a weekly JoJo show. Now, I put this thread out last week.
Yep.
A couple people want to see it. So when part 5 comes out, weekly JoJo show. Now, what does that have in it? I don't know yet. At least an episode review. Maybe we will talk about the chapters involved, the adaptation. Because, Eric hasn't seen part 5.
I don't know much about JoJo.
So we'll get a fresh opinion.
I can comment.
I've read nearly all of it.
And I can comment on the quality of the animation.
You comment on the show and shit. You haven't seen it, so you get a fresh view.
Yeah.
So, I've read most of JoJo.
And it won't be that long. Maybe 20 minutes max.
Yeah, maybe
we might go on a rant and tangents and shit. So we'll see.
Yeah, so I guess JoJo show is confirmed. Where would Part 4 Jotaro rank on the power scale? That's the question.
You want to entertain this question?
Well, we're not going to put him on the power scale, because that would ruin the whole fucking system.
Okay.
Now, for those unfamiliar with JoJo, durability is human durability.
Yeah.
They're very human.
Okay.
They can't take retarded amounts of damage. Bullets will almost kill them. Yeah. They can get stabbed. Normal human durability, they might have a little, hyper athlete level durability and stats.
Okay.
But the thing is the stands. Star Platinum. Alright? apparently strong enough to pulverize diamond.
Okay.
Apparently. That's his strongest feat.
Yeah.
Very strong, very fast. Can catch bullets out of the air. Alright? Very precise as well.
Okay.
Which is an interesting JoJo stat that doesn't really come into play that often. Alright? And let's not forget the ability to stop time. Alright?
Nope.
Let's also not forget he's a very intelligent character. Alright? Very intelligent. One of the directors of the Speedwagon Foundation. Very intelligent character. He's a doctor. Alright? He's not fucking around.
Yep.
Alright? Jotaro, smart.
So
Pull up the power scale.
Is he all out? Is he all out offensive with no defense? Is that what it's
He can block stuff with his stand, but again, the durability feats
Christian, it's gonna be on you.
are really there.
What would you say?
Jotaro, that part for Jotaro is kind of nerfed,
Yeah.
so he can't stop time for as long as he could in part 3 at the end. Let's see. Alright, go down the list. Alright, let's start at... He beats everyone in trash tier.
Yep.
Easy. He beats everyone. Low tier. He beats Don Krieg. Oh, Don Krieg can throw buildings. Don Krieg threw the Baratier cannon thing.
Yeah.
He beats Buggy.
Okay.
The Zawelder, time stop, pummels him with the aura. I think Buggy dies.
Beats the Shigi. Stops
Does
time.
he though?
Stops time.
Does he though?
Stops time, pummels.
Does he though?
How many characters can you just stop time, pummel, and then beat
A
him?
lot.
So we move
But
it
he
up.
does have to be in range.
Yeah.
But he does have the reaction speed.
Okay.
So he doesn't have the movement speed, he has the reaction speed.
To stop time.
To stop time, because if he stand, has the reaction speed to catch bullets.
Alright, so give us how high are we going up here, Christian? What do you think? It doesn't have to be precise, just give us your gut. What's your gut?
Oh, my gut is low.
Low. Okay.
Because it starts getting ridiculous after low. And then you have to make stretches. He's already struggling to beat Arlong because of Arlong's physical strength and durability.
Okay.
So he would have to already employ all the tactics he knows, everything he knows about Arlong, gather information. He'd have to do his research on Arlong to beat him.
People, I imagine some people out there would argue like high tier.
No.
Give us your reasons why.
The durability of characters.
Okay.
Because characters are gravely injured from the aura.
Yeah.
But they're human level characters.
Okay.
They're not superhumans like One Piece world was filled with. Like, there's no way he's beating Mr. One.
Alright.
Not even... Not maybe Duval. Low tier.
Alright.
I say low tier.
Thanks for the question.
Jotaro from part 4.
Interesting question.
He's got a second question.
Cross series.
Scaling.
Scaling.
Ridiculous.
Cancer.
It's ridiculous.
That's the question for you.
Ridiculous. Let's not even talk about part 5 because of spoilers, but let's just say he beats everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Next question.
Silvers, what's your thoughts on JoJo? Alright,
that is a topic that I am absolutely ignorant to. I have not seen any or read any of the JoJo series. I've been recommended it. I have been recommended it literally hundreds of times by every coworker that I have ever had who watches or reads manga and anime.
You gotta do it. You gotta go to the JoJo's Colored Adventure website, download all of it, because guess what? It's not in English, so it's fine. Alright? If I can't get my hands on it in English, I'm just gonna pirate it. There you go.
Okay.
There's the line. So
just for you guys, I will definitely start JoJo as
Part
soon as possible.
7. Part 7 of JoJo is a masterpiece of manga.
Okay.
Absolute masterpiece.
I've been told many times.
It's so... You might struggle on part 6 because it starts to get stale a little bit, but it's worth it.
Alright.
JoJo, fantastic series.
Christian.
The second question. Legend tends to go out in a blaze. Legends tend to go out in a blaze of glory in One Piece. Roger, Whitebeard both had epic final words that shook the world. If the God King does eventually fall, and that day will be the saddest day on the planet ever.
That's when I dropped the
We
series.
said that.
We're not going to drop the series. We'll go away for a month.
We'll have hiatus.
The
There will be a
hiatus
hiatus.
to grieve, to respect
To
the man
mourn.
Shanks, to mourn the loss to the
Yes,
world.
definitely.
Alright? What are Shanks's final words?
Oh. I mean, you have to imagine it's like the artist. It's like the artist formerly known as Prince's name. It transcends the verbal communication.
It has to be related to Luffy in my mind in some way. Is it a speech to Luffy to give that final push to become the Pirate
Maybe
King?
it's the declaration that Luffy is the Pirate King.
Yes.
Maybe that's what it is.
Luffy, you've done it, you're the Pirate King.
He screams, Luffy is the Pirate King, dies. Maybe. Or he's like some speech about the world balance and peace and what it means to be a pirate. Some epic speech that goes the whole chapter. I could also see that happening. Alright?
Maybe he gives a speech similar to Star Wars. Even in death, I will be more powerful than you will ever be in life.
Well, he transcends space and time, so if he dies, his physical body.
I mean,
may
Haki
not
Ghost.
exist.
Haki Ghost.
Hockey Ghost.
So,
Thanks for
There
the
you go.
question, Andre. We will mourn the fact that when.
it's not Andre's Return the Slab.
Is it?
He had two
in one.
questions.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
Respect the people who write in.
by the
Right?
way, I
This
love
ma-
that name.
Return the slab.
Yeah, and if you don't know what that reference is, it's from Courage the Cowardly Dog, one of the most horrifying episodes in my life.
Okay.
Alright.
There you go. Some knowledge.
From the man,
Finally,
Andre. From the man, Andre. Cool episode as always. Fuck, I hope finally we're having some major fights and some major wins for our Straw Hats. That's in relation to what we said last week
Yeah.
about fights and how we.
Potential Holden fight and shit.
Yeah. I don't mind if they lose against Kaido, but for now, let them, have one-on-ones. I love if Zoro would actually kill someone, but I don't. That's not gonna happen. Here's the thing, Andre. I know your love for bloodlust.
Yeah.
You're always obsessed with characters dying, characters being killed.
One-on-ones to the death.
It's not Bleach. It's not Berserk. It's not Hunter x Hunter. It's very rarely gonna happen, and I don't think Zoro's gonna kill anyone. So, yeah, he wants to see Zoro actually kill someone. In which manner do you think the Straw Hats fights will happen? Simultaneously, or will they all be spread out? One fight, then the next fight, or they'll all happen, sort of getting skipped around, that kind of shit.
Yep.
Will they happen in the middle of the arc, the start of the arc, at the end of the arc? But definitely, we need some Straw Hat fights. Keep the passion alive.
The answer is all of the above.
Everything.
There will be fights at the start, at the front, at the back, and at the end. In the middle and at the end.
Yeah.
There might be some team-up fights. There might be some fights happening at the same time. A lot of characters to get through. They all can't fight at the end.
You know what team-up fight I want to see?
Yeah.
Frankie and Usopp. That would be an amazing team-up
yes.
fight. What a great team-up fight.
Indeed. Nami and Robin.
I mean, Robin, let the girls do some damage, please.
We don't need one-on-one
Please.
specifically for those guys.
We need a round-one for Robin.
Okay.
Okay? Because she's strong. I'm sick of people telling me that she's trash. No, she's strong. Alright?
Alright.
Alright. So, when will they happen? They will happen. Probably,
We're about to get some now.
we could get some now. The Calamity could turn up. Who knows?
We're definitely fighting Holden at some point.
Yeah, we're fighting Holland now, but is that going to be a fight?
It's going to be a taste.
Is it because Luffy and Zoro are so overwhelmingly stronger than the headliner level?
Well, that's your assumption, Christian.
I mean, excluding the supernovas in there,
Yeah.
Sheep's Head
Trash.
kind of not that great. Sanji one shots him effectively. So
The team up that I would love to see is what we got teased for, but it was essentially just, I guess you could just say it was cut out, was the team up of Luffy and his vice captain.
Zoro.
Granted,
yeah.
granted, like you just said, they are vastly stronger than, the headliner rank. I would love to see a 2 versus an army fight. We could have gotten that with Nami and Luffy in Whole Cake Island, but
this is the go ahead.
but things happened. We got it. It was just cut again. I would love for that to take the army and put it up against Luffy and Zoro.
This is the problem with the Luffy and Zoro thing. If they were to fight, it would be overkill for a calamity, and it would be not enough for an emperor. So we're in that kind of middle dead zone.
Here's what I want to see with that, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the movie Rush Hour 2, where Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker fight all those dudes in the parlor.
In the bathhouse.
In the bathhouse. You go this way, I go this way. They're just fucking kicking, punching, knocking people out, doing combo attacks, just destroying an entire army. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
Alright, so we're gonna get heaps of fights. Don't worry about that. This is a fight arc.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
The intention of the arc is to fight. So we will get fights. That's all you have to worry about. Alright, next question. From Vimish, long time viewer and writer. How can Luffy become Pirate King level in the next few arcs when he reaches Rafto? I can't see this happening without another time skip. Yeah.
Shanks training.
Eric's
incoming.
always talking about the Shanks training.
It's one of the things that makes sense.
It's an option. But the first time skip was to make sure they're ready for the new world and they can conquer it.
They're not ready to fight emperors. Christian, we've got a long way to go.
Haki blooms in the heat of battle.
Alright, but we're going to get to emperor level at some point.
I feel like
Silver's lighting something. What are you doing?
Yeah, this is lighting a fat roll.
I feel like the theme of One Piece comes into play when, you ask that question. It's not about you being strong enough to beat, X, Y, or Z. It's about you and your crew. It's about the people you have behind you who are able to who are not just there for, fodder control, but they're there to back you up. These are the people that you brought together. These are the people who are helping you become Pirate King. It's not just about you. It's about the crew that you gathered.
And let's also not forget that the Pirate King is not the strongest man on the seas. It's the freest man on the seas.
Yes.
So...
And Mihawk said that Luffy's greatest strength is to rally
others.
Well,
now will people be disappointed if Luffy isn't the strongest by the end of One Piece?
Yes.
Sure. But I imagine he's on the Emperor level. That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Pirate King level, Pirate King isn't the person who's the strongest on the sea, but but the freest. Yeah, but Roger kind of was contending with Whitebeard, and if you believe Eric, and if you believe Eric, Whitebeard's attacks are monstrous. But Gear 4's King Kongan was on that same level, which...
Yeah, Luffy's got the power, right? He just needs the extra things on top.
Accoutrements.
Yeah. Alright, last question from Vimish again.
Double jeopardy.
Any idea on what Straw had or what Shanks did to Kaido during Marineford? Since Kaido didn't make it to Marineford. We've already talked about this.
How did Kaido get that scar?
Exactly, Shanks. Alright? No, Shanks did not give him a poneglyph. What kind of fucking theory is that?
We've seen in Kaido's
He did not give him any sake.
Kaido does not back down. Unless it's Shanks. So...
That's an L for Kaido. That's another L on Kaido's long list of L's.
This is what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Tell me, Christian.
Kaido's strolling into Marineford. Shanks is like, no. Cuts him off. Pulls out his sword. Kaido sees death. Sees that he might die. But he does want death.
Yes.
But dying by the hands of Shanks is a glory enough for him, which is crazy.
No. What actually happened is Shanks was about to kill Kaido, but didn't give him the satisfaction
Yes.
and let him go. That's what happened.
As we see in Marineford, when Shanks turns up, his crew, his ship, is undamaged. So it was an overwhelming defeat
For Carter.
for Carter. So
And Shanks didn't give Carter the satisfaction.
that's exactly what happened.
Carter wanted to go to Marineford. He saw Shanks, and there was no way he was getting past him, so he just turned and left.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
that's what happened.
Christian, that's the questions done
And those-
as we wrap the show up. Now, Silvers. Plans for the upcoming week. Building your channel back to its former glory. What do we think?
Obviously,
Hey,
since the termination, this week's chapter is when I am bringing back the discussions. It won't be uploaded the same day as the chapter's release. It will be uploaded the day of the official release, as to, avoid the strikes.
I noticed how Roger's review of the chapter went up today.
okay.
So that might have something to do with it.
People
Yeah.
have started to tread carefully.
Yeah.
Because
People,
it's covered.
yeah,
I mean, it's fair enough. You're stealing.
Using illegal material and reviewing it and putting it up early before it's out.
Just don't do it.
yeah. In
You're,
hindsight,
like,
that was that kind of was wrong. Feel like the only reason that I did it was
'Cause everyone else
because
is doing it.
everyone else was doing it, and
But here's the thing.
I didn't want to fall behind.
what
the
makes
race.
what drives me crazy is the big guys are already big. They don't need to put it out when the scanlations are out. They're
Yeah.
already big. Just put it out. Everyone puts it out when it's out.
And
It's
I'd
fair.
like to see the percentage of people that actually, like the big YouTubers,
Here's
that
the thing.
actually buy it.
Here's the thing: you make the scanlations valueless because people aren't reading it. Scanlations go away because it's not worth their time. Okay, don't make it known that the scanlations are available. All right.
You're basically advertising to 200,000 people that they're scanlations.
You're advertising that there's illegal piracy happening where people are stealing the manga early. It's not even out officially.
Yeah.
If it was out officially, okay, maybe, but it's not even out officially yet. What are you doing? Just think about it morally.
You're like 5 days ahead of them.
Just think about it morally. For like 5 seconds, and you'll realize that maybe I should do this. But we're not really casting judgment. We started the show with the intention of doing it on the official release because we didn't want our ship to be sunk.
We want to respect the man, Christian.
Imagine you've worked a couple months on a piece of art, and before you get to release it to the public, someone steals and puts it up there and takes all the credit pretty much. You would be upset, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Now, Christian, next week there's a chapter.
There is a chapter.
Just be us two next week.
Yeah.
Silvers, you've been excellent.
Thank you.
The first power scale with a guest that wasn't an absolute
That's
shit
been
show.
civil.
We had King arguing that Crocodile needed to be in high tier.
Oh no.
We had Drit arguing that Judge needed to be on the same tier as Virgo. Craziness. But we got through it, and it was civil. It was nice.
Nice discussion. Go check out Silver's channel. Silver's on YouTube. Put in like Silver's One Piece or something so you can find it.
Yeah.
We'll probably have a link in the description.
Thank you. Thank you.
Discords and shit.
Also, put Ozay's theory in the description.
Yeah, we'll also do that for Ozay. Go check out his theory on Oro Jackson. And with that, Christian,
We take the God King Shanks.
He is the
that was
God
your
King.
cue to say Shanks is the Go King.
He is the
Shanks is the God King.
Shanks is the strongest.
Good night. Alright. Excellent, we're done.
I am
was
so hungry.
Yeah, what are you gonna...
It's ridiculous. So